Hello, you're on Frag Addiction channel, and my name is Tanya, and I'm reviewing Creed Aventus today. The most popular niche fragrance of all times, at least at 2024. Let's look at the presentation. Of course, it's a masculine scent, the original Aventus. But now it is loved and worn by even women. And I know some amazing women who get complimented wearing this fragrance. It is now available in bottles of 30 milliliters, 75 milliliters, 120, 250, and even 500 milliliters in a whole big liter bottle. It's that popular. It costs a lot. And like all the Creeds, it's eau de parfum. It is considered a cheaper, fruity fragrance for men, and it was launched at 2010. Was created by Jean-Christophe Hérold and Erwin Creed. Jean-Christophe Hérold also crafted my favorite version of Spice Bomb Extreme. And also the new one from Spice Bomb from Viktor and Rolf, Infrared Eau de Parfum from the year 2023 that is fresh. But Aventus, of course, is absolutely different creature. And it is a masterpiece, of course. When it first came out, it was knocking everybody's socks off. Yes, there was no Dior Sauvage, no Bleu de Chanel, no blue fragrances as we know right now. This started the category of all blue fragrances that are considered staples in every man's closet right now. It's like shower gel vibes. So the top notes of Aventus are bergamot, blackcurrant, apple, lemon, and pink pepper. Middle notes are listed as pineapple, the juicy pineapple, patchouli, Moroccan jasmine, and the base notes are birch, musk, oak moss, ambroxan, and cedarwood. This is really good. I smell a blast of bergamot and lemon, of course. They're like dodging the nostrils, accompanied by distant green accord, maybe a wedge of apple or something like that. And in about 30 minutes, I start to recognize that pineapple in this batch. No patchouli detected. Again in this batch, except that greenness from, maybe that's from the patchouli, but I imagine this greenness as a mix of jasmine in it. It's very fresh. After 2 or 3 hour mark, the base wakes up with distinct woods and marine accord of ambroxan. The ambroxan here is fizzy, but not typical super fizzy molecular ambroxan. It's kind of aftershave style accord. And the oak moss is not that prominent, but I can definitely detect it. It is a very distinct blended composition from top to the mid to the base. And no particular note sticks out that much. So the big question is it actually a blue fragrance at all? I think it's better than most of blue fragrances right now. It's still having the same ability and universally likable appreciation from everybody, every situation appropriate. Fresh aftershave with fruits, pepper, and a dash of flowers that you can barely distinguish. And of course, there are some marine notes that add even more to the cooling effect, of course. Aventus is famous for having a difference with batches. This is the note you have to know about this fragrance. The general rule is the older, the smokier, and the birch tar and vetiver were more pronounced back then at a certain point, but it's not always applicable to every batch from the olden days. Some batches are big on apple, for example. Sometimes pineapple is even smelled right away on the opening, but nevertheless, Aventus is a big bergamot bomb. And no matter the batches, in this particular batch, if you're interested which one it is F000354. The most of the newer batches, just like this one, they started with letter F. They're more fresh than previous generations of Aventus. This one has even more ambroxan. As for, I think, it even pronounced in the blast of opening and make the citruses stand out even more than the rest of the batches. And as for the pineapple in this one, I started to smell it only in about 1.5 hours. Like now I can barely smell pineapple. Not really. Not earlier. This one is super fresh. It's like lemon and bergamot. And some distant vetiver, some, I don't know, oak moss. I also have an older batch, an older bottle, and this one is much more smokier. And this one has old cap that is not metal. It is plastic. So they used to have plastic caps even on the Aventus, on the famous Aventus. This one is a little more smokier, but it's still super fresh. I remember this batch. I'm gonna try to spray this just to give you a representation. In this batch, by the way, there's a little more pineapple right away. And if you're interested in that too, this is from 2022. It's L4222A01B. This one is super fruity though. I didn't realize it before. Yeah, very fruity. So just to give you more information about it. Okay, one more point about Aventus. It is very easy to get nose blind to it. But through the day, you'll get whiffs off your collar once in a while. You'll just get to know this aroma. You'll get used to it. It's very interesting to enjoy it throughout the day. And believe me, the performance is very good. It won't leave you in an hour like some people assume. When you read reviews, you're just anosmic to it. That means that anosmic means that receptors in your nose are struggling to smell. They smell way too much and kind of shut off for a while. This means that you need to walk outside for a while or just smell your skin bare without anything, or drink some water. That's a good thing. It's very easy to get anosmic to molecule-based fragrances, like, for example, Baccarat Rouge 540 or Molecule 01 or any of the Molecule 0 something. Or some of the Juliet Has a Gun fragrances, the Not a Perfume and everything. But sometimes it happens even to regular formulas. The Aventus actually is quite natural. It has a lot of natural ingredients, natural oils. But it's quite a normal reaction to a lot of fragrances. But not every person is familiar with this feature. And in that case, if you feel like you can't smell anything, just ask the person around you, if you have somebody to ask. And I wanted to tell you one more thing about Aventus that was back in 2010. Yes, I smelled it when it just came out that year. And I personally noticed how people reacted to it at that time. It was something unbelievable for the crowd because there was absolutely nothing like it on the market. Now we're kind of bombarded with new kinds of iterations, inspirations, clones, like Club de Nuit Intense Man Eau de Toilette or Montbanc Explorer. Even the two other brothers of Aventus that I have here, and 1,000 other different things. Nishane Hacivat, by the way, an exceptional fragrance, but it smells very similar. It has very similar profile, but none of those other kinds of fragrances do the same thing. It is still standing on its own. Of course, I didn't try all the clones, all the different kinds of Aventus variations, but usually I get either disappointed or understand that it doesn't smell like Creed, like Creed Aventus or Creed DNA at all. A lot of the cheaper clones, or just the ones that are supposed to be clones, are just starting in a different way and kind of make their way close to the Creed DNA, but not really replicate this blast of bergamot opening. Creed brand all over actually is famous for the openings. Most of their fragrances are just the best in the opening if you take the pyramid, and they nail it. They do such an amazing job in those top notes to get you inspired, to get you interested in it. That's why some people think it's more of a designer brand than niche, even though they want that much money. Their openings are very crisp and absolutely impeccable. So in the iterations of Aventus, even after a while, some of the variations of those, like Club de Nuit, for example, it runs a little more flat and gets a little more sweet in the different directions. The closest cologne is considered Pineapple Vintage Emperor by Parfums Vintage. However, the most popular, of course, is Club de Nuit Intense Man. The Club de Nuit Intense Man is almost a copy in the trail in about 30 minutes after spraying, but not on skin, not at all. On skin, it's much sweeter and very different. And of course, the opening is kind of screechy. So we got to the musical association. It's 60s Frank Sinatra, traditional brass orchestral arrangements, but produced and cleaned off according to the 21st century. Maybe the modern versions by Michael Bublé are good too in representation of Aventus. It is a predominantly major scale, of course. As an example of a song, even though it's not by Frank Sinatra, it's by Hit Crew, Love. You know that song, L is for the way you look at me. This is the one that comes to mind when I spray Aventus. It's kind of bubbling in my head right now. It is a fun and very inviting soundtrack. Amazing. This is what I think about Aventus when I smell it. So good. The performance. Aventus is quite a long-lasting fragrance. It will stay with you all day long, about 8 hours. Maybe if you do it in the warmer weather, but still it will last about 8 hours. If you do a 6 spray routine, and my personal offer for you, you can try. Spray it on your shoulders, forearms, and behind your neck twice. Also you can spray your hair a little. It will be the 7th. And it has to be in the same spot twice, by the way. And you're good to go anywhere you go. It won't let you down. Whether you're going out for the night or for the day, it's great to overspray it for the night, by the way. 20 sprays, 30 sprays, okay. Everyone will smell you from far away, but no one will be mad, believe me. Just make sure you shower prior to overspraying anything, even after shave. Overall, it's great blind buy, of course. Even for a gift for a man, I think everybody will be happy. It's not really a niche fragrance profile anymore, and you probably smelled it or smelled something like it before. But believe me, no copycat reaches that close. It's a luxury in a bottle of its kind. It smells like money. And I actually got those reactions from random people when a girl is like, oh, what smells like money? And it kind of does. And I didn't even ask for a compliment. It is expensive, but quite low key. Well, once there are exceptions, yeah. One guy said that Aventus smells spicy from, I don't know why. Maybe it's super strong for him. Maybe it's possible that he presumes pink pepper like that as super very bright that itches his nostrils, maybe. But he liked it anyways, regardless. And one more thing. Creed Atomizers They're marvelous. They're one of the best atomizers on the market. They totally douse you with drops, and they make very fine mist. Even in the travel sprays, by the way, if you want to experience the authentic blast of any Creed fragrance, the opening of a Creed fragrance, you must try it from the original bottle. You can even try it maybe in Creed Boutique if you have that available. You can also try it in Neiman Marcus's in Saks Fifth Avenue, Oswald, New York. Those are locations around USA that I know possibly have them, yes. And Nordstrom, but not the Rex. Like a better the big Nordstrom store. And you'll see, this is like a night and day difference when you get a random decant and the real sprayer from a bottle. The projection comes out much more in a layered structure, and you get those top notes kind of separately from the heart notes. It flows all in order. But still, if you have a chance, try to find Aventus on sale. Even if it's 10% discount, it's going to be okay because it costs a lot. Consider the price. Well, yeah, I told you that he has brothers now, and I plan to make this review of Aventus Absolu, but I have to test it a little more. It's fresh, unpacked. I love this guy, the cologne, and it's totally different. If you like me to review the whole line on a certain point, just write a comment down below. I'll try to do my best. And don't forget to like my video. Please like my videos and subscribe from my channels. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the notification bell. Write me some comment down below if you like my stories. And of course, see you soon. Goodbye.